Good morning. So when you're watching it, it may not be morning, but right now it is morning. So good morning. I just woke up. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. No, I'm just playing. Excuse the fact that I look like this. All right. This video is about how I've made and consistently make 5,000 or more per month. There is a method to my madness and how I make that much, and I'm gonna share that with you today. All right, so let's just jump right into it. All right, so what I do is I make this chart, and this is just on a scrap piece of paper for recording purposes. And I have my daily goal, how much I've made, how many rides I plan to give, how much money am I spending on food, how much money am I spending on gas, and other could be like if I had to buy new tires, if I had to get an oil change, whatever I spent money on that's not in any of these categories. There's other, and you can put how much you spent and what's the price. This should be blank. The goal is to have this blank because you don't want to spend too much. The goal is to make money, not spend money. But when it is necessary, you want to keep track of how much you're spending. Anyways, so that's daily goal. This is Monday through Sunday, and this is the weekly goal. So this times however many days you work should equal how much in a week you want it to make. So instead of guessing what numbers to fill in each of these places, I go based off of what my goal is. And how I come up with that is based off of what my bills are and how much I want to save per month. So my bills was just under 2 grand, and I wanted to save a little bit more so that I could pay off my car sooner and then start saving to buy a house. So I goaled myself at 5 grand. So that's way away from the 2 grand that you see there. So pay attention to this next step because I'm going to show you how I break it down to make the 5 grand. For the highest bonus, you can get $350. It may look different for you, but on my app it's $350. And then I times that by 4 because it's 4 weeks in a month, and that's the goal. And that gives me 1,400. So out of that $5,000 that I want to make, I know that as long as I meet this goal, I don't have to stress about making 1,400 of it. Now, what do I do to get this 350? I have to complete 130 rides. So in order to get this bonus, I know I need to complete 130 rides. Well, how do I complete 130 by the week? And also, I always take off Sundays off. So 6 days a week. If I work 6 days a week, I need to give 130 rides, I need to divide that by 6, which will give you a total of just about 22 rides. So I know in order to make this bonus, I need to give 22 rides. So that's where you fill in number of rides per day. I am giving 22. And so far as make, I wanted to make $1,000 a week. So that's so I did 1,000 divided by 6 because I'm working 6 days, and that will give you just about $167. I know I need to make $167 a day. 167. So I know I need to give 22 rides a day so that I can make this bonus, and I know I need to get $167 a day so that I can make 1,000 a week. But now, if I'm making 1,000 a week plus getting this every week, then that means 1,000 plus 350 would make my weekly goal. By the end of the week, I should be making $1,300 a week because I'll get that bonus every week and I'll make $1,000 myself every week. So with that being said, if I did I'm messing up 1,350 times 4 weeks in a month, that will get you $5,400. And that's how I do that. Now, it's really easy to make 167. For an example, here's one where I did 22 rides and made more than 167. Or another example where I've made close to 167 but only given 16 rides, which means I had to keep working until I met that 22 goal. Here's another example where I've given 37 rides and have made well over 167. These days are important for those days that you fall short. And you don't have to work 14 plus hours killing yourself just to get your goal. You can do Lyft and have a life too. Maybe something happened that day and you can't work. You need to make more to make up for those days that you don't make this much. Also, some days it might be really slow and you can't control how many rides you can do. Maybe it was only 20, maybe it was only 15. That actually happened to me. One day I was really, really happy because I made $300 in one day, but only given 15 rides. And that's because most of my rides were really long. So if you're on a ride for an hour, then for that whole hour, you're not giving 3 to 5 rides. You only did one ride. And that's what happened to me in one day. I did 15 rides because most of them were back and forth to the airport. So sometimes you're going to fall short to your goal. But sometimes I may do Lyft lines. Lyft lines, if I have 3 people in my car that I had to pick up, that counts as 3 rides, not just one. So Lyft lines are really good for that. Accept long rides because it'll get you to this goal faster. Also, accept short rides, accept Lyft lines. Don't be picky and choosy about what you're gonna accept. I hear too many people that get in my car and say, hey, can you take me here? The last person canceled because they said they're not crossing the toll, they're not going over a bridge. Remember, all tolls you will be reimbursed for. Lyft will reimburse you. If they're going an hour away, even if you don't feel like it, do it anyway because it will get you to this goal faster. You know, if it's short ride, if you know you're only going to get $3.75 because it's a short ride, don't decline that ride. Accept it because it's going to get you to the number of rides faster. If you be picky and choosy, I mean, that's not how I make $5,000 a month by being picky and choosy. It's just. So here's an actual paper that I've worked on. And at the bottom, like I didn't show you on the example, but at the bottom I have actual. So once you're done with the full week, you can total your numbers, put it on actual, and then compare from your weekly goal to how much you actually made to see if you're on track. So if you look at number of rides here, you see 25, 11, 14, 30, and 25. If you add that up, that's 105, which means I know I had to do 25 for Saturday in order to complete the 130. Also, my Sunday is not written on here because I don't work on Sundays. So you see Monday through Saturday here. And then and reason why that is so far as I have to do 25 is because I didn't do a full 22 each day. If you look at Tuesday, you'll see I did 11. Wednesday, I did 14. And sometimes that'll happen. If you also see Wednesday under the other, you see 104. That's when I had to get 2 new tires. So that can also be a reason as to why you don't complete a goal, is because you have other things to do that day as well. Also on Wednesday, you see that is the only day that I didn't complete my earnings goal, which I only didn't complete it by $3, but still incomplete is incomplete. And with me having to get new tires, I mean, I'm not too sure what happened that day, but I mean, anyone can say, oh, you could have worked one more ride just to, complete that goal. But whatever the case may have been, I didn't complete it, but on the other days, I have and made more. So if I totaled the 182, 214, 164, 252, and 216, I would get 1,028, which is over my goal of me making 1,000 without the bonus. So since I made over that, I know Saturday I only have to focus on getting 25 rides. So if I got 25 rides and only made $100, I don't have to keep working towards getting 167 because I've already made my goal. But if I make way more than that, let's say it turns out to be a $200 or $300 day, then that's even more to my goal, because whatever I make, I have to tack on another 350, because that is the how much I'll get in the bonus. So with that, I've already made my goal. Then if you look at gas, if you total the 30, 26, 24, and 36, that is $116, which means I'm really close to the 120, so I would already have to have gas in my tank for Saturday, or if I had to spend more money than the 120 for the week, I have to do what I got to do, because you don't have gas, you ain't gonna drive, you ain't gonna make no money. So this is just a base, and kind of like a guideline of how much you want to make and spend on your goals and everything. And I'm not going to go over food. You don't even have to add it to your chart. I only did it because I spend way too much money on food and I wanted to keep track on how much I'm spending. But you don't even have to add it. All right, now I want you to follow me really closely as I show you these next examples. We're going to start with the first pick at the bottom where you see 107.01, and then above it you see $3. We're not going to count those two because you see the date, it was April 2nd, and that's what I made in March. I didn't make it that day. However, the one above the $3 where you see 180.97, that was what I made on that day, April 2nd, but the other two was made in March and I just got paid in April for it. So we're going to start from that. If you calculate 180, 208, 655, 109, 401, and then go down to the bottom of the second picture, we already calculated the 401, then 1061, 62, 349, 1051, 597, and then the 1,318. We're going to calculate all of that up. Now, even though that says May 1st for the 1,300 that you see there on the second picture at the top, that was what I made in April, but I got paid on the 1st of May. Hopefully that makes sense to you. If you go ahead and calculate all of that up, you will get a total of 5,991. It's gonna be a little bit more because I just calculated everything without the change because I didn't feel the need to. But that's that. Now the next example. This month of May, at the bottom here, 1318. We already calculated for April, so we're not gonna count that again. And for the June 5th and June 3rd that you see at the top, we are going to count that because the June 5th one is a power drive bonus plus a $3 tip that lingered over. And then that 972 was for that week, the last week of May. So we're going to calculate the, let's see, we're going to calculate 1379, 781, 1668, 972, and 353. And if you add all of those together, you would receive 5,153. I don't have all the numbers for June, so I can't use it. Plus, I didn't make $5,000 last month. Your girl was living her best life. It was Pride Week or month. We celebrated all month. I marched with Lyft, celebrated my birthday, ATV ride, and all of that good stuff. June was lit, so I didn't make that money. Even got treated to gourmet meals. Check it out, Organic Meals to Go if you live in San Francisco or the Bay Area. So that is the gist of it, of how I make that much money per week and per month. And the biggest key of how I make that is that it's organized and planned and not winged. say you did 10 rides and you made your goal. What pushes, the reason why you are making that much, let's say you are saving up for a vacation, let's say you're expecting a child, like you want to buy houses like I do, whatever your goal is, you're going to think about that and think about why you need to keep going. You're going to think about that when you don't make your goal and you feel like stopping. If you're tired, stop. Okay? If you're tired, stop. But if you don't feel like it, keep going. And what's going to push you to keep going when you don't feel like it is your purpose and what you're doing it for. Some people, reason why you're not making that much is, when you don't feel like it, you won't do it. Okay, I'm not a morning person, but if there is peak hours or bonus or whatever in the morning at 7 a.m. and it tells me that I need to get up, then I'm getting up. But before, I didn't do that. If I didn't have a reason, I wouldn't do that. If I feel in my head I can drive anytime because I'm my own boss, then that time where I could have made more money at 7 o'clock in the morning, I won't make. So that is very important too. Your reason is important. Different variables or factors, whatever, would come into play to this. Where you drive is important. Time of day that you drive is important. And also, tips are important. I find different methods to get paid more tips. Maybe I'll upload a video about that. And I average between $100 and $200 a week on tips alone. I had to test all of this out. Sometimes I'll drive at night and I get a lot of passengers saying, "Aren't you scared?" No. Like, I never have female drivers at this time of night. Sometimes I'll drive at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay. That is stuff that you have to figure out. With me, I know where to pick up the most rides and everything. That is something that in the beginning, starting out, I didn't know. And so I worked more hours figuring it out. It was when I first started trying to make this much money and everything, I worked damn near 70 hours. Now I'm averaging about 40 to 50, not even getting to that 50. I say 40 to 45 hours. And everything, like a regular shift, like a regular job, because I know where to go. I tested all this out. There was one week I only drove at night. I think I started maybe, what was it, like 3 a.m. to I think like 9 in the morning or something. I don't know. But and then one time I started at like midnight, and worked all night, and I did it for a week just to see if my pay was different. So right now, yeah, I work the club hours. I work Friday, Saturday till 3 a.m. Maybe 5 p.m. to 3 a.m. Yes, I'll do that. But it's all stuff that you have to test out, and that goes a long way when it comes to you trying to make your money. The more you make in tips, the less you'll have to make driving, because the tips is it's not like I'll make 1,300 plus tips. If I get like $25 tips that day, I'm adding that to how much I needed to make for the day. So the more you make in tips, the less you'll have to drive. Okay, so this video is getting way too long. I hope that the information that I provided to you was helpful. I am going to end it now, and if I didn't cover something I could make a part 2 video, just put it in the comment section below, like any questions you may have. And subscribe, like, turn on your notifications bell. I feel like this is something every YouTuber say, and it's kind of like you just have to say it. But do all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye! Hold up. Wait a minute. Don't go. If you ain't signed up yet, use my code and get your bonus money, honey, and be on your way. We making moves to that 5K. All you hating ass motherfuckers, keep your comments to your motherfucking self. I don't need them. With your negative ass, I'ma delete them. Or better yet, I'ma just mock you as I read them.
Well, actually, after taxes and gas and frequent oil changes and miles and wear and tear on your car, you're actually making a lot less than 5K. It's not what you think it is. It's more maintenance and hassle. I'll keep my day job.
I'm just trying to help the next person come up. Why is you hating with your hating ass? You trying to tell people. Trying to tell you, your day job ain't working for you. That's why you ain't got nothing else better to do than leave hate comments on videos, ho. But I'ma get rich and you can stay poor. I just find it real funny how you can search for more ways to make money. Then when we map it out for you, you act like you don't know what to do. One thing's for certain, two things for sure. Keep at them Twitter fingers. Your broke mentality is why you broke in reality. Better ask somebody. I'm trying to tell you, that's why you broke in reality. Hey, no. That's why you broke in reality.
You're right. I'm broke. Sorry.